Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another chronic pain video. I decided today I wanted to talk about the article about the spoon theory. If you haven't read it, I'll pop a wee link down below to it because I think this is something that is really important to read and share with your friends and family because it really does help in explaining what it's like to live with a chronic pain and fatigue condition, whether you've lupus, fibromyalgia, ME, whatever it is, arthritis, you name it. This is a really good way to explain what it's like to live like this. It really resonated with me because it makes you think about how much you actually have to consider for every day of your life, and what you do one day won't just affect you later on that day, but it can affect you for the rest of the week and sometimes the month, depending on what you've done. For example, for me, when I'm getting ready for work, on a Tuesday, my first day into work of the week, I have to consider first thing in the morning, okay, does my hair need washed? And if my hair needs washed, that means I can't shave my legs. If I shave my legs, then my hair's not getting washed. If I wash my hair in the morning, it's going up in a bobble because I don't have the strength to dry it. If I want to wear my hair down, I have to wash it the night before, let it dry a bit, and then do something with it in the morning because I won't have the strength to do anything else with it other than wash it. When I wake up in the morning, it's not as simple as waking up and getting straight out of bed and getting started with my day. I wake up, and before I even move in the bed, I go through a list of different body parts and how they're feeling on that day. Before I even try and contemplate getting out of bed, I try and stretch out a bit. I'll sit and muck about on my phone for 10 minutes and then I start to think about, okay, can I get out of bed yet? I would say that most mornings from I wake up till I get out of bed, there's at least half an hour. That's every single morning. Some mornings there's even more. But there is so much to think about because everything has a ripple effect on your day. And the way the spoon theory talks about it, you have a certain amount of spoons. Every task you do, you take away a spoon. So if I overdo it today, I'm taking energy out of tomorrow. So you can see how that affects your life. So for example, if I washed my hair and shaved my legs and everything in the morning before going to work, and I went out and I worked all day, that next morning, whenever I wake up, I'm going to be in so much pain and so exhausted that I am going to struggle to even get my shower and even get myself into work, never mind anything else. And it is frustrating. It does get to you some days because always having to think ahead, always having to think, okay, so what else have I got to do this week? How many more days of work have I got? Okay, so say a friend asks me, do I want to go out on Wednesday night? I have to sit and think, okay, so I'm going to be at work all day. If I go out then, I'm going to be exhausted then the next day. I'm probably not going to be able to go out at the weekend. So I have to decide if it's worth it or if it's better to just say no, like with working, it's not going to be feasible to do. With working all week, Sundays are totally lost to me. I end up sleeping most of a Sunday because I am so exhausted and my body just needs that rest because I have used up all the spoons for the whole week. Come Saturday, I have nothing left, so I end up having to just stay either in bed or lying in my pajamas on the sofa. Church for me these days is literally podcasts and videos because I am so exhausted and out of it that I just cannot get out of bed. It just doesn't happen. So I have to say that for me, whenever people are asking about it, I do talk about the spoon theory and I talk about having a no spoon day. which is a day where all your spoons have been used up the day before. And in the article, it does, the girl has just done it perfectly, because the way she talks about it, it just really, it fits perfectly. I mean, I wouldn't have ever been able to word that any better to explain to anybody how it affects your life, trying to live with conditions where you're always thinking 10 steps ahead, not even one step ahead, 10 steps ahead. So I'll read a wee bit of it here, where she says, I asked her to list off the tasks of her day, including the most simple. As she rattled off daily chores or just fun things to do, I explained how each one would cost her a spoon. When she jumped right into getting ready for work as her first task of the morning, I cut her off and took away a spoon. I practically jumped down her throat. I said, no, you don't just get up. I said, no, you don't just get up. You have to crack open your eyes and then realise you're late. You didn't sleep well the night before. You have to crawl out of bed, and then you have to make yourself something to eat before you can do anything else, because if you don't, you can't take your medicine, and if you don't take your medicine, you might as well give up all your spoons for today and tomorrow. So I quickly took away a spoon, and she realised she hasn't even got dressed yet. Showering cost her a spoon just for washing her hair and shaving her legs. Reaching high and low that early in the morning could actually cost more than one spoon, but I figured I would give her a break. I didn't want to scare her right away. Getting dressed was worth another spoon. I stopped her and broke down every task to show her how every little detail needs to be thought about. You cannot simply just throw clothes on when you're sick. I explained I have to see what clothes I can physically put on. If my hands hurt that day, buttons are out of the question. If I have bruises that day, I need to wear long sleeves. If I have a fever, I need a sweater to stay warm, and so on. If my hair is falling out, I need to spend more time to look presentable. And then you need to factor in another 5 minutes for feeling badly that it took you 2 hours to do all this. So then she's saying about how you realise that before you've even left to go to work, you've used half your spoons. So half your energy is gone before you've even left the house for work, and that is so true. I know there's some mornings where I've left the house and I've thought, how on earth am I going to get through this day? How is my body going to function for the rest of this day when I'm so exhausted and sore already? And that's why we have to find our happy medium. We have to know our limitations. So there's no way you could be out working all day and then go out for hours afterwards and think that you're going to get up the next day and be okay. It just doesn't happen. That's just not how it's going to work. And that's okay, guys. You don't have to do everything. It is okay to say no. It's okay to let people know that you have limitations. And yes, it absolutely sucks that you have limitations. It's not easy. It's not fair. It just sucks so much. But it is okay to let people know that you do have those limitations, that you can't do everything that you used to do, and don't feel guilty for it. I am sick and tired of feeling guilty for being the way I am, especially when you don't look sick. Yes, I'm not wearing a pick of makeup, so I don't look my best right now, but I don't look like a sick person. And even this person's website, it's called butyoudontlook.sick.com. We don't, for the most part, most of us do not look like we are sick. Yes, some days we look exhausted, we do look like crap some days, but we don't look like we're sick. If you have a broken leg, you have a cast on, you can see that limitation. If you have I don't know, you get what I mean anyway. When you don't look sick, it's harder for people to understand. And that's what I love about this article, because when you read it, I remember probably the first 10 times I read this article, I cried, because finally someone had put down into words exactly what it's like. And it is horrible. It is not an easy thing to live with. But we have to get over ourselves. We have to get over the fact that we do have those limitations and just learn to say no to things, learn to limit ourselves, learn not to push ourselves over because we know that we're going to suffer even more. We're in pain, we're exhausted anyway. We shouldn't push ourselves through things that we don't have to. And yes, I know there's times that you have no choice, but we need to learn to stand up for ourselves in other ways. I mean, I remember being in a shop one day. I was walking with my walking stick and I'd had a really, really bad week. I was so sore. I had been crying non-stop for a couple of days, and Thomas had taken me to the shop to get a couple of things, just a few wee snacky things and stuff. So I'd been into the shop while he was getting petrol, and I was coming back out of the shop, and there was these two ladies blocking the path, and my only other option to get by these ladies than asking them would they mind moving out of the way a wee bit was to walk back up and walk to the other side of the shop and down and round. So I said, excuse me, can I just squeeze past you? And all one of these ladies had to do was step 1 foot to the side, and she did that. That's fair enough. But I then heard her saying to her friend, can you believe that? A young girl, look at us, we're old, and she's making us move. She should have walked the other way around the shop to get out. And I just thought, you haven't even taken into consideration that I have a walking stick. You're just looking at me face on and seeing that I'm a young person. You're not seeing that I have a disability in any way. And you have discriminated against me because of that. And you think that I should walk the whole way around the shop so that you can stand in people's way and talk. All she had to do was move 1 step out of the way so that I could get past her. Nothing else. And that happens so often. I've had so many looks from people. I've heard whispers because I was walking with a walking stick when I was as young as I was. And that is so frustrating because we don't look sick, and there's times that we get really annoyed when people say, but at least you look good. I do get really frustrated with that. I would actually rather somebody told me I look like crap than tell me I look good, because at least then I would look physically like I feel, you know, because it is hard enough for people to get their heads around our lives when we don't look like we have anything wrong with us. And especially now that I work, people think because I'm back at work that I'm just perfect, that my illness just disappeared into thin air. They don't take into consideration that when I'm not there, I'm mostly lying in bed doing nothing, lying on the sofa doing nothing. People don't really take all these things into consideration. They just think, oh, she's working again, she must be fine. I mean, I've had people saying, oh, such and such has that, but they just go to work anyway. They just get on with it. That's okay for them. I now just get on with it, but that doesn't mean everybody else can just get on with it, because it's not always as easy as that. And just getting back into work, it's not how it works at all. Everybody's condition is different, and I know that there's even people who live with chronic pain who judge other people with chronic pain because they live their lives so differently, because they don't go out to work and maybe they do. It would be like me judging somebody because they're not working. But I know that there was a few years I wasn't able to work, and I don't know how long I will be able to work for, but we really struggle to get out there exactly what it is like to live with this condition. And again, that is why I love this article. As I said, I'm going to pop a link to it down below. Share this with as many people as you can. Share my video as well. I have had so many people saying that they shared my videos with their loved ones, and it's really, really helped them to understand things by hearing somebody's point of view that actually goes through this, rather than just reading it on a piece of paper that you've been handed by the doctor when you were diagnosed, or even coming from us. I mean, I know it's harder for my husband to understand and get his head around things that I tell him, but if he hears it from someone else as well, sometimes it's easier to get your head around things whenever you do hear it from someone else who is going through that kind of thing as well. But guys, I'm telling you, read this article, The Spoon Theory. It really, really helps whenever you're trying to explain it to people. I have stopped trying to explain it in my own way and just use this to send to everybody, because it really does make a massive difference. But when you do read it for the first time, do be prepared to get emotional, because it will really hit home with you, because it is just us, it is just our lives, and it's not easy reading that whenever you start thinking about it as your life. Easier way to do it is to read it as if you're totally fine and nothing wrong with you. So if you can switch your brain off enough to do that, go for it. Anyway guys, that is it for this week's episode. Let me know in the comments below what else you would like to see me talk about, and I will see you all next week. Love you guys. Mwah. Praying for a pain-free week and a fatigueless week. Is that even a word? Must look that up in the dictionary. I'm sure Greta will tell me anyway if it's not a word. Anyway guys, love you all. Bye.